time for the second week in the PCPL. It's the 7th season, and unfortunately we lost in our first week, right? And like I said at the end of that, we just don't have a squad that's fully gelling together, you know? I wanted to see if I could do Gothitelle things, but Gothitelle things are hard, and it just felt weird and awkward to prep, and so made some swaps, and I had to drop a couple things that I really wanted to use, but overall I picked up things that I'm also really excited to use, so I think in the end it works out. So we are getting rid of Gothitelle, Dugong, not sad about those two, Hydreigon, and Salazzle. I'm upset about those two though. I was really excited to use them, but we got some cool stuff in their place. So first we get Sableye. So we now have Prankster screens. I don't have to rely on Regieleki as my only possible screens user realistically. Lots of other cool tools like, you know, Quash and Will-O-Wisp and stuff like that. Picked up Azumarill. We now have a Trick Room user, right? Or, you know, it doesn't click the move Trick Room, but it likes being under Trick Room. So now when Sinistcha gets that set up, we have something that can benefit from it, right? And just very powerful with huge power. Maybe Sapsipper catches out certain matchups. You know, we'll see what happens, but very excited for Azumarill there. We then have Yanmega. I really like Yanmega. It is interesting because, you know, you can either go fast with Speed Boost if you just want information, you can go Frisk. If you want a lot of damage, you can go Tinted Lens, because, you know, Bug is resisted by a lot of things, but 116 special attack with Bug Buzz, Tinted Lens, that does pretty significant damage, and it has cool cover options, like it has Hypnosis, it has Struggle Bug, so very excited to use that. And then finally we have Duraludon, and I was excited to use Duraludon. However, I'll talk about this next week. We don't have Duraludon in week 3. We get something much better, in my opinion, for it. But we'll talk about that next week. But for this week, going up against Finn, and their team is Special Attackers from Hell. They have Whimsicott, Ursaluna Blood Moon, Chi-Yu, Spectrier, Tentacruel, Toxtricity, Slitherwing, Iron Bundle, Hisuian Avalugg, and Lycanroc Midnight Form. Whimsicott support, Chi-Yu, Spectrier, Ursaluna Blood Moon is just the special cannons of the apocalypse, right? So very scared to face that using those, you know, facing those in front of us. And then even things like, you know, Slitherwing make it a bit risky about what it is we're going to actually do in the end. So for facing off into this, the 6 we are bringing are we're going with Light Clay Sableye, but only has Light Screen. Also has Rain Dance if they want to do any sort of sun stuff with Photosynthesis or just boosting Chi-Yu. Encore to make them continue having to do things, which I think is very fun. And Quash. Quash is, you know, mainly, I genuinely couldn't really find like a 4th move that felt like amazing and necessary, so going with that. Terra Poison. We have Azumarill, huge power obviously, and we're going Assault Vest with basically max attack, Adamant, Aqua Jet, Play Rough, Liquidation, superpower. Basically hit everything on their team super effective aside from a few things that are very frail, so like what does it matter? We have Urshifu Dark, Citrus Berry, 4 attacks, Sucker Punch, Wicked Blow, Poison Jab, Close Combat. Pretty standard stuff there, running it with like a decentish amount of bulk. We have Sinistcha, the goat, with Mental Herb, Life Dew, Matcha Gotcha, Rage Powder, Trick Room. Is he just there for redirection? Maybe we set up a Trick Room in front of them because they have a team that's relatively fast if they don't bring the Avalugg. And then, you know, Life Dew to help support us with some healing, right? And Hospitality as we switch in. We have Yanmega with Struggle Bug, Detect, Tailwind, Air Slash with Speed Boost as well. And we're running Terra Rock, and it's a bluff. Because Yanmega gets Ancient Power, right? And so if you go like Tinted Lens, Ancient Power, Terra Rock, you're going to start doing some damage, and you're going to potentially boost yourself up, right? Like that, I think, is enough of a threat into my opponent's team to make them a bit wary, and they're very rock weak, right? So I'm hoping that kind of catches them off guard. And then finally we have one of my favorite ways to run Flutter Mane. We have Bulky Specs Flutter Mane. Not a whole lot of speed. It's basically just able to outspeed a modest Chi-Yu, I believe, and only 36 EVs into attack, special attack rather. But then it's max HP, 4 defense, 124 SPDEF. I'm pretty sure this thing actually just straight up lives a Terra normal Life Orb Blood Moon from Modest Ursaluna Blood Moon. And so then with Terra Fairy and then any of the fairy coverage that we have, Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, or Draining Kiss, depending on the situation, will just kind of like blow through their team. Or at least that's the hope, right? And then Power Gem is the last flex spot. So those are the 6 that I'm bringing. Let's see how this goes. Coming at you live with week 2 of our VGC Draft League. So we lost last week, unfortunately, so we're 0-1. And we're going up against Finn, who beat us last season. You know, I also don't have a lot of good music on this file. So we're gonna go in and see what we can do. I think they're typing up their terror list right now. I'm gonna send mine off. I'm running Poison Sableye, Water Azumarill, Poison Urshifu, Dark Sinistra, Rock Yanmega, Fairy Fluttermane. So they brought Iron Bundle, Ghost, Chi-Yu Fire, Whimsicott Ghost, Spectre Ghost, Ursaluna Water, Avila Grass. Okay, so no, you know what? No Slitherwing actually makes me extremely happy. I think the plan for us... Okay, so Avalug is Terra Grass. We save that. Chi-Yu is just Terra Fire. Bundle is Ghost. Whimsicott is Ghost. Ursaluna is Water. And then they also have Spectrier, who is doubling down, going Ghost. So we're gonna go with this set. So their really only physical offense then is that Avalug. That makes me feel good. This is on the Switch too. God, it's beautiful. Oh my lord, yes. So good, so good. Okay. It is booster. And it's booster speed. Alright, light screen very much is the play. Spectre Terra Ghost, if I don't Terra, so I'm doing a hell of a lot. Dazzling Gleam is doing about half, maybe. That's if it's max HP. And Dazzling Gleam has a chance to take out the bundle. So, we're going to Light Screen. Going to Terra. And we're going to go for Gleam. So they're not Terraing. It's fine by me. I just want to go right off rip. I need something to write down kills. I've got notepads and such. Protect on Spectre, okay. I can Encore them into that. Icy Wind. So that's 127. So it did 20%. And it's just a clean Oko. Beauty. So Fluttermane takes that guy down. So good. Okay, Ursaluna's in now. Alright, so I'm going for Terra Dazzling Gleam here. It looks like I'm doing about half. And I kind of want to just Encore them into Protect. Okay, they go for the switch.
And then Chi Yu is coming out. Okay. So their own Ursula is going to get hurt by this as well. Encore fails. I'm at -1 speed, but I still outspeed them. Beautiful. Oh my god. Okay, I was at... Okay, hold on. 127. So 80% down to... So they did 63% with Hyper Voice. Okay, so like max... They can't... They're not Life Orb. You know what I can do? I can bring in Sinistra to do some healing stuff. Yeah, I think that's my play. So they're pretty offensive, but they're not... Yes, they... God, if they're like 4 HP or something like that, then that Dazzling Gleam had a chance to KO. That's crazy. She went for Overheat. Misses. That's tragic. Flutter's gonna pick up another 2. I'm glad I didn't reveal Rain Dance. How does my opponent change their strategy into game 2 for this, though? I think they're not going to bring Spectre. Spectre's Air Balloon. What? Why? That's weird. Okay. Well, I mean, listen, you know what? Showing that I have Rage Powder is fine by me. I'll draw something towards me. And then I want to see single target. Okay, so Air Balloon popped. Single, yeah. It might have some bulk on it. Yeah, as much as I kind of don't want to give him a KO, I'm not gonna throw. I have the win in front of me. Flutter Mane picks up all 4. Let's see if this gets the range or not. It does. Okay. And they don't know that I have Azu in the back, is the other big thing. How do they solve it? How do they beat this lead, then, is basically the question. What could Wims could have fake tears, and they bring that out off rip. So... Alright, so solid game 1 from us. We just kind of clicked buttons. And also, I brought a bulky Flutter Mane. Like I'll tell you the spread right now. It's max HP, 132 special defense. It's only 36 special attack, but it's choice specs. We're also battling... I don't know. I'm trying out just the in-game music, because why not? Give it a shot. And we're battling on the Switch too, so that's why everything looks nice and buttery smooth. So that was Flutter Mane the game. Could they just lead? If they Chi Yu... Hold on. If they have Chi Yu... Overheat... -2 in light screen. If they also commit Terra, then they take me out. Kinda don't see a reason to change up my play though, quite honestly. Yeah. No reason to change up my play. I'm gonna just do this. I'm like so much fairy coverage. funnily enough, if stuff like is only within 2-shot range of Moonblast, they're probably in range of... Oh, and Avalug on the lead. Okay, interesting. Okay. So I kind of want to set up the Rain Dance, but I also kind of want to just like force them to just do something forever. Ooh, Avalug. You just go down to Power Gem. Hold on a second. Let's just set up a light screen because we can. And Avalug is Terra Grass. If they go for Terra Grass, they're a G. You know what? They protect. Fair play. I can just encore them into that, though. They went for a Moonblast. Interesting. Trick Room? You're getting encored. I hope you know this. You know what? Not even that. I'm gonna Quash because I'm mean. I'm gonna Quash Power Gem. It withdrew as well! Oh my god. Moonblast. Into Flutter, okay. Oh, this Betak drop sucks. That does nothing. I kind of want to keep you doing that. And behind the light screen, you're not doing a whole heck of a lot. Also, I feel like you're Assault Vest. A Moonblast doesn't amount. What about to... Yeah. Alright, that was not the start that I wanted, but it's the start that we got. I'm gonna bring out Azu. I do encore them. Show me, are you Mental Herb? No. Okay, so... oh, that was an Azu? Amazing. Let's see, if you're like Assault Vest, you might have just like lowest rolled me. No, you even have some bulk on you. Let's see, I'm gonna encore you. And I'm gonna play rough into Winds. Because if you encore someone going for Blood Moon, it fails on that turn. Terra Water, yep. That's why I didn't target you. If this is the Mental Herb, I'll be screaming. Okay, you're quite defensive. Wait, it worked. What the hell? I didn't think that worked that way. I mean, sure, whatever, but like, wow. All right. All right, well, let me bring in my goat elixir here. Back up to full. Matcha Gotcha is doing a decent chunk, and to Whims, it's doing probably not enough. But, like... Yeah, let's see, into Avalug. You know what, honestly, I can go for the superpower. That puts it in range. That's range. Oh, also, Ursa KO's Sableye. Who did I miss? No! God damn it. But it struggles. Haha! Beautiful. That's Aqua Jet range. Twisted Dimensions return to normal. Let's see now. I feel like I just kind of want to do that again. How much is this Whimsicott taking from Aqua Jet? 17. Oh, wait. No, Beads of Ruin are not on the field. So I should take that off. Not that it would affect my calcs, though. If I commit the Terra Water, I want to keep the the Partial type, though. How much is the Terra Water? How much is... It's not doing enough to either. That's okay. You know what? Actually, I kind of want to switch out anyway, reset my stat drops. I think I Rage Powdered. I can't remember, honestly. I might have attacked. We're still doing fine, though, quite frankly. They do not want Sinistcha around. I'm living. Okay, I went for Machagacha on both. I'm pretty sure this is Sinistcha getting 2. No, it's not! No, well, unless I get the burn. I don't know when it shows it in the process. I think it shows it after this if I got burns. Ah, not quite. Okay, so good to know that it does about half. There is Big Chi Yu. Alright, we're gonna Rage Powder. Chi Yu from my Flutter main. I want to go for the Terra. I'm going to go for the Moonblast. Is there a world where I switch Sinistcha out into Azu so that I can get like a heal bump? It depends on what this guy goes for, quite frankly. Although I could see, because like, what's faster? Okay, they just go for Heat Wave. Fair enough. All right, Chi Yu takes out Sinistcha. All right, so now my Moonblast comes out, and I get a crit. If you were bulky, that mattered. If you weren't bulky, then I still had a favorable roll. Stop dropping my special attack, please. Flutter KOs Chi Yu. Okay, but now I have Azu against Avalug. Although they haven't terra'd yet, have they? No, they did. They terra'd Ursaluna. Also, you're Aqua Jet range. And I'm logged into Moonblast. Yeah, I don't have to think. I can just do it this way. So I think Azu gets a KO here. Yep, awesome. Aqua Jet goes out, takes down Whimsicott. Now, how much does this Moonblast do? That's just an Oko. And that is a 2-0 victory in our second week against Finn. We lost to Finn week 1 of the last season. Now we just went 2-0. Man, that feels good. That felt like the changes that I made to the team were really solid. The stuff that I brought to the games put in work. Sableye and Azu, huge clutch, insane stuff. Into week 3 we go at an even score overall. So if you enjoyed yourself, leave a like, a comment, a subscribe, all that jazz. And I will see you next time. Thanks a ton. Peace out.
So we did it. We won. We're now 1-1, and that feels really good, especially because this is someone that last season we did not beat. We faced them week 1. They were the reason we lost week 1 last season. So getting that revenge feels very, very nice, and to do it in pretty convincing fashion, let's be honest here. So look at the KOs. Game 1, that was just Flutter main doing Flutter main things. It just ripped and tore, right? And Sinistra being able to take the heat away, very nice, and getting up that light screen with Sableye, very helpful. I'm recording this like a while after I did the battle. If I didn't actually set up light screen in that battle, I'm gonna feel like a doofus, and I'm gonna leave this in just in case. You get to see who I am. Haha. Oh boy, it's kind of funny. My eyes, they're not green, but they're blue, but they have like a bit of green in them, and they kind of get green screened out. Isn't that freaky? Second game, went a little more kind of the way that I was expecting it to, where it's a little more back and forth, but Fluttermane's still doing Fluttermane things. Sinistra actually picking up a KO, which is cool. And Azumarill also getting the cleanup in the end. Ultimately, like, just building with this team felt so much more doable, right? It didn't feel nearly as, like, frail and technical. Like, I had bulk, I had speed, I had priority, I had modes, lots of cool things. And it's funny because I found with any singles draft I've done, having multiple of the same type doesn't feel like great, but in VJC that doesn't even matter. Like this game I brought 2 fairy types in Fluttermane and Azumarill, and I also brought 3 ghost types in Fluttermane, Sinistra, and Sableye. Worked out great. Big fan of the results that I got with those. So very, very excited to keep building with this team, with one last change that we get to see next week. So please like, comment, and subscribe, all of that. I never know what to do with my hands in this, and especially when I'm recording this one sitting down instead of standing up, because I just wanted to sit down. I feel like I only have, I have to keep my elbows in, right? Like if I go elbows out like this, if I were to zoom out, you would be able to see, that I'm a nothing. That's just what's going on. I'm also curious because it's not the same green as the green screen, but I'm wearing like mint green pants. Like how does this, I want to see how much of that gets green screened out. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, check us out in week 3. We also have another draft league coming up soon. That's going to be a Reg H draft league. I'm looking forward to that, so stick around. Lots of fun stuff. If you have other ideas of stuff you want to see from me, if you'd like to see Pokemon Unite stuff, because I'm getting into that again, I'm just rambling at this point. Thanks a ton and peace out. Yeah, that works.